I'm going to go over a few stocks that a guy from Stealth Wealth Investing talked about, and those stocks are Chwy, Lucid, Hertz, ChargePoint, AMC, and Muln. He talked about these in the big picture, but I wanted to show you what the chart looks like on the 5-minute time frame. Hi everyone, it's Dow on the Dow. First up is Chwy. We ended the week at $16.80, down 3.78%. This is where we are, close to support. To the north side takes us back to the middle of the trend and resistance and a potential take profit area at 17.18. See this gap? It starts at 17.32, closes out at 17.43, and above that at 2 standard deviations and resistance, and also a potential take profit area, 17.68, 17.93, 18.18, and to the south side. From where we are takes us to negative 2 standard deviations, and that is 16.69, 16.45, and 16.21. I have a friend that used to work there, and then he went back to working for Amazon. So it's been a while since I looked at this stock, but let's take a look at it on the monthly time frame. So we are all the way down here. The RSI turning down at 37. And we have not technically hit oversold just yet on the monthly, but if you take a look at this on the weekly, we are going down, and on the day, also going down. So I'm not sure if this stock has turned around just yet. I have not done the fundamentals for it, but definitely a meme stock, and there is some upside potential. Right here for the 1-year price target at 25.42, which represents a 51% return on your money from where we are according to the analysts. But that could take a very long time to get to that level. But it could be a good swing trade. The next one is Lucid. I do own Lucid. My neighbor has a Lucid, a beautiful, very expensive car. He bought one, and then his brother-in-law bought one. It was the funniest thing. So we ended the week at $3.71, up 2.2%. This is where we are. To the north side takes us back to the middle of the trend and resistance at 375, 386, 391, 397. To the south side, at negative 2 standard deviations, 364, 358, and 350. Oh, let's see. Let me do that again. 353. The RSI is turning up, almost oversold. I keep track of this RSI as basically support and resistance, and we are about to hit this resistance 70 level, and I think, look how far we went up here at 84 and then cracked. This stock has been a hot mess. It has fallen from grace and it's whipped us around, but I have done a swing trade from it in the past a couple of different times, but I am going to keep my eyes on this. So if we fall back into this range and lower, I will definitely take a look at that. On the monthly time frame, the RSI starting to turn up, so that's good. Back to the 5-minute. Let's take a look at Hertz. It's been a while since I looked at this one, not since the company announced that they were partnering with Tesla, and I'm not really sure what's happened with that. Not a whole lot, I don't think. There was a pop. Let me see if I can redo this. HTZ. The RSI on the 5-minute is turning up. And let me move this out of the way. From the 15th on Thursday to here, we went from resistance to support, back to the middle of the trend and resistance. Didn't quite make it down here, and now it looks like we could be turning around just a little bit on the 5-minute. So we're at 773, down 1.65%. This gap, while it looks like it closed, it did not. See that room right there? So this gap is still in play. 778 closes out at roughly 784. All right, to the north side is a gap fill at 778, as I just mentioned, middle of the trend, 783, that's resistance, or close to that level. There are many levels in between here, as I have talked about in the past. I don't really track those. I play -2 and 2, so I give it a little bit more room to breathe, but sometimes it doesn't get to those levels and then it cracks. And then I wish I got out, but that's beside the point. $8 is another level of resistance. 808 and 816 to the south side. 767, 758, and 750. On the monthly time frame, that's where I like to buy when I typically invest long term with good fundamentals, perhaps tickers that Vanguard owns, BlackRock, Fidelity, Schwab. And this is turning down, so I would not be buying for long term just yet. I would want to see it back down here, and fingers crossed that it turns around. Oops. Let me get rid of that. Oh, and look, we've got a gap. See, if you pull out and go to the different time frames, it gives you different buy and sell signals, and I did not go out to the 15 or the 1 hour or the daily, and this gap right here is closed, basically touched right here. So this gap, something to look forward to the upside. All right. There you go. The next one is ChargePoint. I have recently traded this one a couple times. Let's see what's happening. We're at 214, down 4.89%. This is where we are. And to the north side takes us to the middle of the trend and resistance, 224. 240, 248, 256, and ignore that 257. That's old resistance for me. The 1-year price target on this puppy is 348. Again, we are at 214. So right here would be support at 208, $2, and 192. If we get down to this level again, I will buy more for a swing trade. I did buy some here, it looks like, sold out here. And in the past, what else did I do? Yeah, that's right. I'll have to take a look at it in the bigger picture and see what I've done with this stock, but I'm just going to carry on here. There's this gap I've been tracking to the south side. Be aware of this to the south side, a landmine here that will take us to 176, and that for me would definitely be a buy-in. Right, that's ChargePoint, AMC. I am in this one, and I'm upside down. This one has beaten us around, bruised us so many times. All right, 483 to the north side takes us back to the middle of the trend, and 495, 514, 523, 533 to the south side, 477, 467, and 458. And since Thursday, we were at support. We tried to go up. This is the linear within the linear. you don't have to put this on, obviously, but I put it on sometimes just to see, because there are different levels within -2 and 2 that I talked about. You can turn on your Bollinger Bands, your trend lines, your Fibonacci, your patterns. But this went up, smacked down to support, back up to resistance, sideways, chop, and then hit resistance again, and now we're back down. So this here is -2. This is the middle of the trend, and then resistance at 2 standard deviations. So -2 here and 2, and then -2 and then 2. So you can play different levels. All right, the last one, and then I've got to go to the grocery store. Muln. I am not in this one. I've never been interested in this one. It's such a huge meme stock, but I don't know, never got into it. But maybe if the opportunity arises when there's blood in the water, more blood in the water, I should say. Wow, look at this. What a joke. 6,131. So like I said, I haven't been tracking this one, but my goodness. Shares moved higher on Friday above average trading volume. The company reported Q4 results, losses of $15.32 per share. Look at that, compared to losses of $6,233 per share from the same period last year. Yeah, pivot point, not interested. Too many other stocks I want to trade. But again, if the opportunity presented itself and this thing goes lower, then yeah, the day's low is 770, the 52-week low 636. And what do the analysts think? It's a buy, but they don't give a price target. In that case, I would go to tip ranks and see what people say there. All right, let's give you some price targets for Tuesday. So the middle of the trend takes us to 987, 1038, and 1089. Do not expect price to get to 4 standard deviations in one trading day when we're down here. Sure, it could wick up that way and then it will tank just like this. There's no way it's going to stay up. Absolutely no way without going sideways. People locking in and leaving when they get to their profit target, and they're going to run. And clearly, if you look back, they do. Here, resistance, smack down, and then we hit resistance again, and then now we're probably, getting close to this level, and then we'll turn around. So the cycle will repeat itself. Okay, now I've just confused myself. That's to the north side, to the south side now. 881, 781, 760, 727, and 676. I will not personally get into this until this gap closes and then kind of eyeball it, maybe if it wicks down to this level, maybe. All right, that does it for me. Again, I wanted to go over the stocks that Stealth Wealth Investing talked about. I do like to watch his channel. He went over Chwy, Lcid, Hertz, ChargePoint, AMC, and Muln, stocks that I have gone over in the past, but I thought it's been a little bit since I looked at it on the 5-minute and wanted to give you price targets for Tuesday. Thanks so much for watching. And I will come out with a gap and go trade for the week, and look out for that on Monday.